Hello students, this is Miss Dalton and this is the first video for Unit 2, which is going to cover Introduction to Absolute Value. Okay, so these notes that I'm going to go over are going to be, on slide 4 in your interactive notebook. So those of you, you should be able to get that from Google Classroom, and then you can take notes on it with me as I'm going through this video. First, let's look at a couple of definitions. The first one is the distance away from zero on a number line in both the positive and negative direction. That is absolute value. Absolute value is the distance away from zero, so that is the true definition of absolute value. Now, if you're thinking about the distance away from zero, distance can never be negative. So the absolute value of a number will always be positive. Now you're going to see it look like this, where you have those bars. So what this is saying is it's saying the absolute value of x equals 3. So when we're reading this, we need to ask ourselves, what numbers have a distance that are 3 units away from 0 on a number line? So we're going to look at this number line right here. Now it says drag the dots at the right. That's on your interactive notebook, but I have these dots over here. So think about the numbers that are actually 3 units away from 0. Well, obviously the first one is going to be that 3 value. Okay, so obviously 3 is 3 units away from 0. Okay, but what's the other value that is 3 units away from 0? Well, the other value is over here at -3. That's 3 units away from 0 as well. And so when you're trying to figure out what goes inside, like if I'm trying to find out this value right here that's inside those absolute value bars, well, it can be either the positive or the negative of that number. So the answer for x that would go inside those absolute value bars, if I want it to equal 3, then the answer could be 3, or it could be -3. So x could equal 3, or it could equal -3. All right, so let's look at a couple of examples. Now again, this is in your interactive notebook. It's in your interactive notebook on the next page, so slide 5. And I'm going to do a couple of these for you, and then I'm going to want you to complete the rest on your own. So, and you'll be able to type in your answers. So it says simplifying absolute value expressions. It says you need to simplify inside the absolute value bars completely before taking the absolute value. Always follow the order of operations. And keeping in mind that your order of operations, parentheses come first, the absolute value bars behave like parentheses, which means you need to simplify inside the absolute value first. So let's look at just this first line over here on the left, so the first column. If I'm going to do the absolute value of 1, the absolute value of 1 is just 1. Remember, what's in your absolute value bars you need to simplify first, which it's already simplified. And then when you take the absolute value of something, you're trying to find distance, and distance can never be negative. So whatever is inside those absolute value bars is always going to turn to a positive. So if you look at this next one, the absolute value of -6, well, the inside of the absolute value bars are simplified, and the absolute value of -6, meaning what is the distance away from 0? Well, -6 on the number line, the distance is +6. Now let's look at this next one. The absolute value of 3 plus 8. Well, we need to simplify what's on the inside of those bars first. So that's going to be the absolute value of 11. And then the absolute value of 11 is 11, meaning it is 11 units away from 0. Look at the next one. The absolute value of 4 minus 10. So if I simplify what's in the absolute value, 4 minus 10 is negative 6. So the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. Now let's look at the next one. 2 times the absolute value of 4 plus 3. Well, 4 plus 3 is 7. So now let's figure out the rest. So at this point, I want to go ahead and take the absolute value. The absolute value of 7 is 7. So now I'm going to do 2 times 7, which is 14. Okay, I want you to take a second and I want you to go ahead and complete the rest on this screen. And when you're ready to check your answers, go ahead and press play. All right, go ahead and check your answers. I want to draw attention to these last two problems right here. So these right here. I want you to pay attention to the order of operations. Like we go ahead and complete what's on the inside of the absolute value bars. So the absolute value of 1 minus 8 is the absolute value of negative 7. But then you have to do that first. You cannot distribute inside absolute value. So this cannot happen. You cannot do 3 times negative 7 and put it inside absolute value bars. That doesn't work. You have to take the absolute value of negative 7 first, which is 7, and then go ahead and finish your order of operations. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 5 is 26. Do the exact same thing here. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Then the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. And then finish your order of operations. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. All right, on this next page over here, it does say to insert a picture of your paper notes for this section. Honestly, I'm okay with you just leaving the notes for this page in your journal. If you want to take a picture of those notes and insert them into your interactive notebook, certainly you can, but you do not have to. So let's look at evaluating absolute value functions. It says use the given absolute value function f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 5 plus 3 to evaluate the following. So let's remember from last unit, remember how f of x is equal to y. So anytime they're asking you to evaluate, they're just basically telling you to plug this value in for x. So if we do that in that equation up there, we're going to have f of 3 equals, we're going to plug in 3 for x. So the absolute value of 3 plus 5 plus 3. And then you evaluate it just like you did on the previous page. 3 plus 5 is 8, so the absolute value of 8 plus 3. Well, the absolute value of 8 is 8, and 8 plus 3 is 11. So for this first problem, your answer is 11. I'm going to do one from each section. So let's look at the next example. Use the given absolute value function, f of x equals 2 times the absolute value of x minus 5 to evaluate the following. So we're going to plug 2 in for x. So we're going to have f of 2 is equal to 2 absolute value, plug in your 2, and then minus 5. Well, the absolute value of 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 minus 5 is equal to negative 1. So your answer here is negative 1. You go ahead and complete those other two. Let's look at this last example. Evaluate the following f of 0. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this one right here. So let's do part B, f of negative 3. So f of negative 3 tells me that I'm plugging negative 3 and I'm plugging it in for x right there. So this is going to equal 3 absolute value, 2 times negative 3, minus 1, close your absolute value bars, plus 4. So let's figure out what that is. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and then negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. So we're going to have 3 absolute value, negative 7, plus 4. Okay, so then you're going to have the absolute value of negative 7 is 7, so you're going to have 3 times 7 plus 4. So that would be 21 plus 4, which is 25. And so that is your answer. So remember, evaluate functions, that just means plugging in for x. That's all that means. All right, that's the end of today's video. So please come to class ready to work and ask any questions that you have.